Sarvatattva Sri Srimad Bhagavatam Grace Kirabai Charanarvind Bhakti Raghava Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Nanta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Sri Founder Acharya Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Samavata Bhakti Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Granara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Jai Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada Ki. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyanandana Salakaya Chakshurindritam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhuttave Swayam Rupa Kadama Yadadati Swapadam Vidam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sargajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Swam Sajivam Sarvetam Sarvam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Vadam Sahagana Lalita Shri Satam Vitam Cha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Bhaktakantana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamani Vansakalpa Tayugyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Vanditanam Pavane Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Ram Saiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Sodayam Udidayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayasabhadrishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamasloke Bhaktir Bhavisanaistike. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil, and devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samitam Tamasloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreya Sayalokasya Dhanyam Swasyayanam Mahat. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantha, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God as Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Mukam karoti vasalam swangam langayate girim yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Gurum Janataram. Yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Gurum Janataram. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to our morning Bhagavatam class, continuing from Canto number 1, chapter 17, which is entitled Punishment and Reward of And today we are looking at text number 14, I believe. 14 on the board. 14. Yes. Jane Nagasi Abham Yunjan Sarvato Asya Cha Mad Bhayam Sadhunam Bhadram Eva Syad Asadhu Damane Krite Jane Nagasyagam Yunjan Sarvatosya Samad Bhayam Sadhunam Bhadram Eva Syad Sadhu Damane Krite Jane Nagasyagam Yunjan Sarvatosya Samad Bhayam Sadhunam Bhadram Eva Syad Sadhu Damane Krite Jane Nagasyagam Yunjan Sarvatosya Samad Bhayam Sadhunam Bhadram Eva Syad Asadhu Damane Krite
Jane Nagasi Abham Jungjan Sarvatosya Madhvayam
Sarvatosya Samadhvayam
Sadhunam Bhadram Eva Syad
Sadhunam Bhadram Eva Syad
Asadhu Damane Krite
Asadhu Damane Krite
Jane Nagasyagam Yunjan
Jane Nagasyagam Yunjan
Sarvatasya Chamadbhayam
Sarvatoya Samadhvayam
Sadhunam Bhadrameva Syad
Sadhunam Bhadram Syad
Asadhu Damane Krite
Asadhu Damane Krite. Ji.
Jane Nagasya Aham Yunjan
Jane Nagasyagam Yunjan
Sarvatosa Chamadbhavam
Sarvatosya Samadhvayam
Sadhunam Brahadam Evatsat
Sadhunam Bhadram Eva Syad
Asadhu Damane Krite
Asadhu Damane Krite.
Jane Nagasya Abham Jungjan
Jane Nagasyagam Yunjan
Sarvatasya Chamadvayam
Sarvatosya Samadhvayam
Sadhunam Bhadranam Evetvar
Sadhunam Bhadram Eva Syad
Asadhu Damane Krite
Asadhu Damane Krite. Jane to the living beings, Anagasi, those who are offenseless, agham, sufferings, yunjan, by applying, sarvata, anywhere and everywhere, asya, of such offenders, cha, and mat bhayam, fear me, sadhunam, of the honest persons, bhadram, good fortune, eva, certainly, syat, will take place, asadu, dishonest miscreants, damane, curbed, krite, being so done. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Raghava Swami, Srimad Bhagavatam Canto. Whoever causes offenseless living beings to suffer must fear me anywhere and everywhere in the world. By curbing dishonest miscreants, one automatically benefits the offenseless. Can you repeat after me? Whoever causes offenseless living beings to suffer must fear me anywhere and everywhere in the world. By curbing dishonest miscreants, one automatically benefits the offenseless. Purport. Dishonest miscreants flourish because of cowardly and impotent executive heads of state. When the executive heads are strong enough to curb all sorts of dishonest miscreants in any part of the state, certainly they cannot flourish. When the miscreants are punished in an exemplary manner, automatically all good fortune follows. As said before, it is the prime duty of the king or the executive head to give protection in all respects to the peaceful, offenseless citizens of the state. The devotees of the Lord are by nature peaceful and offenseless, and therefore it is the prime duty of the state to arrange to convert everyone to become a devotee of the Lord. Thus, automatically, there will be peaceful, offenseless citizens. Then the only duty of the king will be to curb the dishonest miscreants. That will bring about peace and harmony all over human society. Translation again, whoever causes offenseless living beings to suffer must fear me anywhere and everywhere in the world. By curbing dishonest miscreants, one automatically benefits the offenseless. So we've been studying this very important aspect in terms of how in the Vedic culture there are very clearly defined, clearly established, we call it codes of conduct. Or laws, very clearly defined laws by which society can properly be arranged. And these laws are not man-made, they are eternal principles that are meant to especially facilitate individuals in society, especially those in the human form of life, to make spiritual advancement. So naturally, when that focus is absent, as it is largely today in the world, then all types of irregularities prevail, and people are not even physically protected. So this whole theme of protection is the foremost duty and responsibility of not only heads of state, in particular, of course, it is their prime responsibility, but it's the responsibility of all those who are in leadership position. This is instructed in the Bhagavatam by Rishabhadev, isn't it? One should not take up a leadership position. There's so many different types of levels of leadership. Parents are leaders. Whoever has some dependence, isn't it? So the three broad categories, of course, of leaders are in terms of brahmanas, kshatriyas, and vaishyas. We are especially dealing here with the absolute need or necessity to have qualified leaders, qualified kshatriyas. To protect at different levels, and Prabhupada mentions directly also, it's actually one of the important and direct duties and responsibilities for those who are the head of state and government, to actually make arrangements for people to advance in God consciousness. Just like recently, I think in one state, this is was very interesting news. I forget which state here in India, the chief minister, kind of a bold decision, he announced that from such and such a date, Bhagavad Gita must be studied every day in the schools. Haryana. Yeah. Some people will say this is not right because because you can't impose a religion on people, which is having some truth, but it is not the full truth, or it's not the proper understanding. The Bhagavad Gita in particular is not promoting any particular religion. That is actually largely misunderstood. that the books like Bhagavad Gita, books like Srimad Bhagavatam, actually all of the Vedic literatures, they are books of knowledge. They are not promoting what we call Hinduism, which people, of course, identify these literatures. And as Prabhupada would point out, when I went to America, I did not teach my students that Krishna is a Hindu god. Krishna is not a Hindu god. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is everyone's Lord and Master. Aham sarvasya prabhu mata sarvam pravartate. So many clearly defined instructions. So this is a very important point. We are not, actually Prabhupada explains, it is not right, actually, that in a government one promote this religion as opposed to that religion. So it's a question of actually understanding what we call the basic principles of religion, which is only to be found in the proper understanding of what is called Dharma. So the devotees of the Lord, the Vaishnavas, they are promoting these eternal principles of Dharma, which are meant to be taken up by everyone, regardless of what teaching they might be following. So this the same point has been made a number of times already, is being stressed again. That is, all kinds of protection are there, but most important protection that a head of state should be giving is, we could say, protection against ignorance. Means facilitating, just like passing a law where everyone should, I think when they passed that law, they were mentioning that at least everyone should learn how to be moral, morality. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioning pravritim cha, nivritim cha, janana vidur asura. Pravriti, there are two ways, pravriti marg, nivriti marg, what is authorized and what is not authorized. Modern day philosophy is that everything is authorized. Everything is permissible, but that is not based on what is given in the Shastra. So, human form of life is meant to actually properly utilize the good facility that has been given to understand actually these codes. These codes means these laws that are detailed actually in the various Shastra. So what's important to also understand is that these, just like there are laws pertaining to the spiritual, to our spiritual nature, and there are laws pertaining to our material nature. Dharma is not simply dealing with the spiritual subject matters. Generally, as we think, when we speak about religion generally means something spiritual. But Dharma goes beyond means includes what is also material. So there are material, we find therefore in the Shastra, spiritual codes and material codes. Means various principles that need to be followed. That's a whole, both of them are actually very deep subject matters. They're described as, just like when Prabhupada translated the Bhakti Raghava Swami. So from Sanskrit to English, so in the back he puts the complete science. It's a science. Spiritual subject matter is a very profound, deep science, and also material subject matters. Just like, how to grow food, how to care for cows. There's a whole science behind that, which when we don't know that science or when we don't follow, then we don't get the desired results. So whole Vedic culture is teaching us these two levels of science, we can say, spiritual science and material sciences. And when those are followed, then both spiritually and materially there will be, we could say, it will create a favorable or a good situation. And when we don't, then just like in any country, whatever laws are there, whoever breaks a law, he'll get caught and he'll be punished. So these Vedic literatures, especially it is summarized in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, they teach us about laws that that are essential for living both materially and spiritually in such a way that we can be happy in this life and also in the next life. And of course, when we don't follow them, the opposite is there. We complicate our lives in this life, and we also prepare for a life in the future which will not be also very pleasant. Any, yes?
It was my question. You told about the dharma.
About dharma, yes.
Sometimes I feel that if chili is not pungent, then it is not a chili. No one will going to purchase the chili.
Nobody is going to
purchase the chili which one taste is not the pungent.
Nobody is going to purchase
The chili. If
what?
the chili, one chili.
Chili.
Chili. Okay, yeah.
If it don't taste like pungent.
If it doesn't, yes, correct.
So sugar, this is similar to sugar. If it is not sweetness, no one going to purchase. So what is the dharma of human life in a word, in a sentence?
Oh, yes. Very simple, Prabhupada. Prabhupada very nicely explained. That's one of the reasons so many people became attracted and continue also to be attracted when they read properly. Everything has a particular dharma, and your question is, what is the dharma of human beings? Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
For material and spiritual, for everyone.
Yes. Actually, the dharma of all living entities, not only human beings, but especially of human beings, both spiritually and materially, is summarized in the very simple word, four-letter word called seva, service. Yeah. Service is the natural tendency and quality. Everyone has to serve. From ordinary person who has to work, let's say, under someone, he's serving, up to the king, who is, let's say, the highest position in the country. So the king is also serving by protecting. Brahmana is also serving by distributing knowledge. So service is the natural quality, and the perfection of that service is what is described in our Shastra as devotional service. Yeah. So bhakti is the essence or the quality, just like Krishna bhakti nitya siddha. Krishna bhakti, which means seva. The perfection of seva is service to Krishna. When we serve Krishna, automatically we serve all other living entities. So that seva is existing both on the spiritual level and also on the material level. On the spiritual level, our Shastra and our Acharyas, they describe 9 process of bhakti devotional service, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, up until Atmani Vedanam. These are different activities of devotional service. And seva, let's say on the material level, is best understood and defined and followed within Krishna's created system of varnashrama, because that is the material arrangement whereby there are different varnas, different ashramas, different duties within these different divisions, natural divisions. So that's a whole very deep subject matter also. That's a whole very scientific arrangement created by Krishna. And that is, when that is properly understood and followed, then society can function nicely. Not only we become established in a good relationship amongst human beings, but also we learn to live in harmony with other living entities and with nature, isn't it? So these 2 levels of dharma, the spiritual level of dharma, the material level of dharma, the common denominator is service. Service ultimately to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and even within the system, material arrangement of varnashrama, service is the common denominator. Just like the Brahmana will serve everyone by freely giving knowledge, isn't it? Brahmanas don't take salary, they don't take money for teaching. The king will serve his citizens by protecting them, by providing in so many different ways. And Vaishyas will be serving also by producing foodstuff, making the land become productive. That is their area of specialty. And Shudras, they will serve by their different talents. They have different abilities, different skills. So therefore, learning of skills, what are the natural skills, what are the most ideal, let's say, professions, because Vedic culture, as we know, especially emphasizes living close to nature, living close, therefore, to cows, living close to the land, and more easily or more directly focusing on the primary goal and objective of life, which is self-realization. So when seva means the attitude of service is prominent or prevails, when that is everyone's mode of thinking, then society can run nicely, peacefully, isn't it? And therefore, the center needs to be clearly defined, the center being Krishna, and the main or primary quality, which is Dharma. Dharma means what is the main quality for all living entities, is to develop this service attitude on these two levels. So everyone from, we could say, the lowest level to the so-called highest level, that is like secondary, regardless of where we may be situated. We're all meant to learn how to serve. The parents will serve the children by looking after them. The children will be obedient to the parents.
My second question is, we never found the word, you told that the different religions are there.
Yeah.
So Krishna is not a Hindu god. Krishna
Correct.
never told like that. In
Yes.
fact, others, god and goddess also, they never told that they are a Hindu god. Like Brahmaji, Saraswati, Parvati.
Right, right.
Mahavir.
Yes.
So Bhagavad Gita also don't highlight the word Hindu. In fact in
The,
Srimad Bhagavatam
the word
also.
Hindu is nowhere in the Vedic literatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are those Hindus and where from the Hindus has
Prabhupada
come?
explained.
What is the meaning of Hindu?
Yeah, that is explained, Prabhupada explained. It's quite recent, only a few hundred years, because there is the river Sindhu. One river Sindhu is there, and that name was given at some point because those who were living on the other side of the Sindhu river, they were practicing Dharma, Sanatan Dharma, but they could not say the word Sindhu, so that Sindhu became Hindu. That word Sindhu became Hindu.
Okay.
That's how, yes, that's how the word Hindu, because you don't, as you rightly mentioned, you don't find it in the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
You don't find it in the Bhagavatam. It's not in any Vedic
In
literature.
fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also never told
Of course,
about
yeah.
it.
So therefore, Prabhupada explains how our real identity is we are Sanatanists. There are two, in Christianity, there's a word called Satanist. Satan. Satan is different from Sanatanist. Sanatanist means naturally those who follow Sanatan Dharma. So our real identity is followers of Sanatan Dharma, and Prabhupada also explains that our real identity is following Varnashrama Dharma. Because within Sanatan Dharma, or we could say practically speaking, parallel to Sanatan Dharma is Varnashrama Dharma. Because that is an eternal system, eternal process that Krishna has given to humanity, that Krishna has created for those who are in the material world, based on, Varnashrama is based on the modes of material nature, guna. Those who are primarily in the mode of goodness, they are designated as brahmanas. Those in the mode of passion, kshatriyas, like that. So, but everyone has the ability and possibility of developing, because it's this quality of service, because it is within the heart of all living entities. It is a natural, it is a dharma, the quality, the original natural quality of all jiva. So when we associate with those who are having this understanding, those who are practicing and living according to the codes of dharma, then that becomes awakened. Yeah.
What is, you told the word Satanist.
Huh?
You told the word Christian people.
There's
philosophy
Sanatanists and Satanists.
Satanist.
Satan, those who follow Satan. In Christianity they have...
Satanism. Satanism. It means Rakshas.
Yeah, Rakshas.
Maharaj, why in the early time Shudras were considered lower, even though they are serving?
Because Shudra has become a misunderstood rather. The word Shudra today, when we hear the word, it means something bad. But actually Shudra doesn't mean something bad. Shudra means we're talking about the quality, the dharma of all living entities, which is seva, service. So Shudra, they are meant to be ideal servants. There are 9 qualities that Narada Muni describes in the 7th canto of the Bhagavatam. And so Shudra means, actually by nature, all of us are Shudra. In terms of having that natural quality of service. So in the Vedic culture, to be Shudra is actually an elevated position. But because the whole system of varnashrama has not been followed for a very long time, for many centuries, and therefore the very word Shudra has what we call a negative connotation. When we think or when we say the word Shudra, people think negatively, but that is not the proper understanding. Shudra have a very important place within the system of varnashrama, and Shudra can gradually be elevated. Shudra means one who is not having natural, we acquire these different positions based on karma. So based on karma, we may be born maybe as a Vaishya or as a Brahmana, or based on karma, we may be born a Shudra. Shudra means that we have less material, let's say, less material qualification in terms of ability to understand. Shudra generally means someone who is more influenced by the mode of ignorance. And that's, of course, described in the Bhagavad Gita, but one can gradually rise from the mode of ignorance to the mode of passion, to the mode of goodness, and then to the mode of pure goodness. Shudra, when Shudra man means one who will be serving because by nature, another maybe more easy way to understand is that there are natural leaders. In any society, there's 2 kinds of people. Those who are natural leaders and those who are meant to be natural followers. So followers generally means Shudra. Means they depend. Shudra means one who is dependent because he doesn't have the natural, let's say, qualities that a natural leader will have. So it's all based on the law of karma, and that can be Shudra, even though one is in that lower mode of nature, he by proper cultivation, by hearing, by proper association, he can make progress, and he can also see according to that's described, right? Described guna and karma. The whole system is based on guna, quality. When we are not having spiritual knowledge, we're totally influenced by material principles. and therefore our activities or our professions are determined according to the modes of material nature. But when one develops, comes in contact with higher knowledge, spiritual knowledge, even though he may be doing activities that generally is assigned to Shudra, he can develop elevated or higher consciousness. So it's a question of properly getting knowledge, properly getting association, and in this way, everyone in the Vedic culture can make progress and advancement. It's a whole science, you know. What birth we take as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is based on our previous activities. But one is meant to be gradually elevated from the lower modes of material nature. That's a whole major subject matter. It's one of the 5 tattvas in the Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? Ishvara, Jiva, Kala, Prakriti, and then Karma.
Yesterday was mentioned that in the natural evolution of spirit soul, when they get new body, then the last animal body is 3 types. Means 1 type was mentioned, but other 2 is mentioned in the Shastra: cows, tiger-like or
Monkey.
animals, or like ignorant animals like monkeys.
Yeah.
But when we see in the world there are no more animals like that, how this natural evolution is taking place? If you much less cows we have, much less tigers we have, much less monkeys we have in the world, where the new human beings coming up?
The law of karma is very, very intricate. So human beings come not only from here. Human beings who are born here it's not only connected with other living entities. It's connected with there's so many other living entities, other species and other planets as well, that we are less, according to modern science, there's no life other than on this planet. But according to Shastra, in every planet there is life. And life means variety. All kinds of different species are there, probably many species that we don't even know about. So yeah, from a purely limited point of view, that question will arise, but we need to keep in mind that there are so many planets with so many living entities, and when in one planet there's an imbalance, as we are creating today, less of certain species, then living entities from other places, not necessarily from this planet. Just like Prabhupada was explaining and describing the unique and how rare is the movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was telling that demigods are waiting in line to be born in the families of devotees. So maybe living entities in the bodies of cows and other places are way. So,
Guru Maharaj, you mean who are not directly serving to Lord Krishna?
yeah,
They all are Satanis, correct?
they're all.
They all are Satanis.
No, we don't use the term.
No, just I am asking.
Well, they are impure in consciousness. They are described as asura. Asura and Satan is like similar. Means Bhagavad Gita describes those who don't know the principle of Dharma, those, probably that verse we were mentioning, those who don't know the difference between what is to be done, what is not to be done, what is Dharma, what is adharma, they are impure in consciousness and therefore they are described as asura, asuric. And yeah. So anyone who is not a devotee, that means that there is lack of purified consciousness. Different, some are very different levels of impure consciousness.
But Christian people, they told that we are devotee of Jesus Christ, and youth is also, and like Islam's also they told we are devotee of Allah. Then what is the?
Yeah, so there, as I mentioned, there are different levels of impurity and there are different levels of purity. Isn't it? Anyone who is God conscious, Prabhupada mentions actually people from different denominations because they are, for example, offering prayers. Then that's one of the qualities of Vaishnava. So they are also Vaishnava. But a certain level of development without understanding the fullness of what God actually means. So anyone who is God conscious, we offer all respect and they are very fortunate to have that realization, but there are different levels, isn't it, of God consciousness. And therefore, the Bhagavatam in particular is one of those very unique and rare literatures. And the whole of Vedic literature, Vedic knowledge, compared to any other different scriptures, Prabhupada gave the example, just like you have a bridge dictionary and unabridged. You know, abridged dictionary means like pocket dictionary. You can buy a small dictionary, or you can buy the big one.
Yeah.
The big one has more words, more content, has all the words, for example, but a small one has limited words that are there, not full. So the different scriptures that exist, whether it's the Bible or the Quran, they can be traced to a particular time in history. Like Christianity, like 2,000, a little bit more than 2,000 years of age. Buddhism is like 2,500 years. Whereas Veda, it is eternal. It's always existed. Of course, it was put into writing by Srila Vyasadeva 5,000 years ago. But before that, the knowledge was, because people were more advanced, was given, as we know, orally, by sound vibration. So the Vedic knowledge, Vedic literatures have a very unique in that there is it is eternal knowledge, and therefore it is also containing more detailed information, both in terms of spiritual dimension as well as all kinds of information that we find about astrology and medicine, etc. like that.
Can you say the sloka numbers from Bhagavatam? Sloka
Which-
numbers from Bhagavatam where
What?
I can read about.
What's sloka number 4?
From Bhagavatam.
For what?
Where I can read about the topic.
Which topic?
Which
Yeah,
topic?
because this is my now challenge in my life. This is my real problem.
But which topic?
Which topic?
This is the Dharma topic, especially for human being and Sanatani stuff part and Pramana.
Well, there are so many references both in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam about Dharma. So you just find places where it is mentioned about Dharma, just like
Bhishma is the first one. Bhishma is the more detailed explanation. When Bhishma is speaking
in Mahabharata.
to
Yeah.
Pandavas, that's the first one. And then different incarnations, they teach Dharma differently.
Yeah, I mean, because the subject matter is very broad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
very deep, so it's not only in one reference, there are many references.
Actually, you know about Prabhuji's family, my husband.
Yeah.
So I am facing the problem too much. So I was thinking, before that, never I feel like that. We have to read and discuss about this. But nowadays, this is very dangerous situation for India, especially. So many people are converted nowadays in Christianity or in Islam. So this is the
Yes,
very
so main thing, one needs to understand the difference between what is called religion and dharma.
yeah.
Religion you can change, dharma cannot change. Isn't it?
Bhakti Thakur has summarizing books. Bhakti Thakur analyzes these situations with different religions, how you see them in a general way. So you can find Bhakti Thakur's works.
Yeah,
Yes.
there are many references.
Thank you.
You ask your Prabhu.
Yeah, see, he already described me, and I read the Bible also some purpose.
Yeah.
And there also, Jesus Christ also described about Dharma, which thing you told right now, yes?
Yes.
Serving and worshipping Lord, all those things. But they don't trust this word. The Ishwar is Krishna. They also use the word Ishwar. But
Of course, yeah, well,
they never accept Ishwar as Krishna as a Ishwar.
well, there is Ishvara, then there is Param Ishvara.
Yeah.
There is Dharma, there is Param Dharma. Sabai Pumsam Paro Dharma. You know? So, unless people read Bhagavatam, they cannot properly understand about Dharma. Yeah. Bhagavad Gita, therefore Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada is given as the complete, books of knowledge, which are meant to be studied systematically. Then everything will become more and more clear. Okay. Jai Grantaraj Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Jai Sri Prabhupada Ki Gauri Pinam.